FearnutZ, it's a show where two guys talk to you. Even though you can't talk back, Mr. FearnutZ will feel so much to talking guys. Last 30 minutes to an hour, those two guys that I mentioned have a show named FearnutZ. And you should watch it right now.
Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the FearnutZ Hour, the best half-hour show on the internet. I am Mr. FearnutZ. Along with me, as always, is Fearsome. What is on topic for today?
Okay, well, we were going to start off by talking about basketball, but IU wasn't playing today as we had saw scheduled before, so skipping on over that, next up we were going to talk about a little bit, we were just going to touch on, because we don't want to cover it every week, the Ultimate Fighter. Big topic today. We forgot it moved to Friday now, so we didn't watch it. Yeah.
So now we have to wait to watch the replay when they post it online, which I think they do on Mondays, but I'm not sure.
Right. Okay. But we did remember one thing this weekend.
The Old
Star
Republic.
Wars, The Old Republic, did a free weekend for like a trial membership they did for like 3 or 4 days or whatever. So we tried it out, see how it was, and I didn't think it was as good as a lot of people made it out to be. I'd heard some people talking about how epic it was, and it was good. I just didn't think it was that good.
Well, I disagree. It is what I feel to be the best MMO ever made. That being said, I don't really care for MMO, so as a game, I thought it was good, and the best in its genre, but it's just not my genre.
But I do want to point out, too, that we played 2 different classes. I played sniper class. I was like a sniper trooper, or agent, and he was like a melee.
I was the marauder class.
Yeah.
The dual wielding.
But, so yours consisted of running into the group and just dealing damage everywhere. Mine, which consists of more precision and making exact shots, I ran into a lot of issues where I was having trouble clicking on an enemy to shoot at it. Like, I would get in my own way, like because I was in the middle of the screen, my companion would get in my way, other people in my group would get in my way, and like, even if I killed one guy, everybody else would be getting the other kills because I couldn't fucking click to the next guy, and it didn't. The only time it automatically cycles to the next person for you is if you're like the only one there. Like if you're killing that person, it'll automatically cycle to the next one attacking you. That's it. And if they're not attacking you, even if you're the only one there, it will not cycle to the next one.
Yeah. I did like the fact that it had a more of like a Phantasy Star feel to it. It was me, you, and our 2 companions, so a 4-person team, and we made it through our trial. I actually hit my level cap a little bit earlier today, and he's real close to hitting it for the trial. I'm sure, like, we just recently got the mission, whereas Heroic 4, I'm assuming, would have to pull in 2 other people for that, but it seems like there's not, at least what we experienced, the 40-person dungeon crawls, right, which have to be extremely well coordinated, and that always was unenjoyable for me. It's more militaristic, where you have to do your stuff, and if you mess up once, you have 39 people screaming at you.
But in fairness, we haven't looked into it to see if there are some of those later, or even a lot of them. But, it's not that I don't like the game. Again, like, I agree with you. I think it's the best MMO out there. But that's probably because I don't play a lot of MMOs. I tried World of Warcraft one time on a trial account, because I was going to get World of Warcraft. Filled with pompous douchebags.
Yeah.
Like, you start and they're like, fucking noob coming in here. It's like, fuck you, dude. You got, like, nothing better to do than create 17 level 50 fucking WoW characters? Get the fuck out of here, man. Don't fucking talk down to me, Yeah. And I'm not even bashing on gamers that want to invest time in their games. I've got plenty of games I've put a lot of hours in. It's not like I looked out on other people for it, though. I maxed out my fucking Skyrim character, Had like 100 hours in that game before I finally got all my trophies and never put it in my PlayStation again. But if somebody goes, yeah, so I'm up to level 13 on Skyrim, I'm not like, fucking loser. Probably don't even have any of the shouts yet. God, what a pussy. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So anyway, got off on that tangent. Hate WoW and all the people that play it. You're stupid. But anyway, and that is just the opinion of me in this show. But Old Republic, I would totally get if it weren't so fucking expensive.
Yeah.
That's the reason that, like, for right now, my character is just going to stay a trial character. I've actually already installed it off my computer.
Uninstalled.
Or uninstalled, yeah.
And we actually talked about this earlier. We think a great system would be, like, for an MMO like this, it is $50 to download the digital version. I think it's $60 to get, like, the hard copy version.
And that's just the initial purchase,
that's the initial
which you can't even play, I believe, without
you
paying
can't
the
play
subscription
unless
fee.
you're paying the online subscription fee, which I believe is $15. We should look that up to make sure.
Yeah, it's between 10 and 15.
Basically, you buy it at an initial cost, and then you pay to play. Now, here's how I would like to see this format change. Charge me $100 for the game with unlimited play, or charge me a monthly fee. I think it should be one or the other. That way, if I want to try it out, $10 a month, I can play it for a couple months, or I can buy the upgraded version if I know I'm going to be one of these people that are still playing WoW, 5-6 years later. I don't know how long WoW's been out, but there's some people still playing it. If I knew I was going to be one of those for it, I could just buy the one-time high-cost purchase instead of getting nickel and dime every single month. I just can't really back anything that's pay to play when there's so many good free options out there.
I mean, basically, like, first of all, you're spending the initial money, and let's say you go with that. They just the cost of the initial game. Imagine buying a game and going home and realizing you cannot play it unless you pay like $15 just to play it, just to start the game and go fucking do a mission. You have to pay a $15 subscription fee. And that's only to play it for 1 month.
Yes.
Once that 30 days is up, you have to pay again. So within less than 4 months, you've already paid for 2 games just to play that one over the 4-month period. And that doesn't matter if you pay it or play it every fucking day that month. No. Yeah. In order to have the option to play that game, you just bought 2 games in a 4-month period. To me, that's ridiculous. Like, I cannot play a game that basically, here's my role. Alright, this is the one subscription-based entertainment service I subscribe to. Netflix. If you cost more than Netflix, I am not going to buy your game. I mean, if it costs more than a Netflix subscription, I'm not going to buy it. Because Netflix is more versatile to me than a game. I can enjoy it on its own. I can enjoy it in the background while I'm doing other stuff. I can't play Old Republic while I'm, doing my taxes.
There's also the fact that Netflix, you have a huge choice of variety where you want to watch a movie, anime, TV shows. Where if you're paying this subscription for this game, you're not getting anything but the game.
Right.
And although it's a good game, like I said, the best game in its genre, I still cannot see me making the initial investment plus all the extra money to play it, especially with the great lineup that has come out recently where, I was playing Skyrim, now I was playing Skyward Sword, now I was playing Mass Effect, played Final Fantasy 13. I don't know 13-2. I'm not sure, where I would have found the time to also play this and get my money's worth, which that's really what it comes down to. I mean, if I had no other things to play, this would be a good option. It'd keep me entertained for several months. But there's always something good coming out that's going to take my time away, or I'm going to watch a movie.
I think they need to work on subscription-based games as a whole, because like right now you have the games that are like $15 a month, or you have the games that are you buy extra equipment or better equipment or whatever. I forget what they call that, like purchase-driven games or something.
Yeah, basically.
But where's the middle ground, okay? I don't want the free game that just has a bunch of jackasses running around, you know, and I don't want the game that's just pretentious assholes. Give me a game that's like $5 a month. Give me that game and I will play it. I don't even care what it is. I don't care if it's fucking My Little Ponies. I will brony it up and fucking buy that game and play it for $5 a month just to fucking try it out. I may not keep it, but I'll try it out because I'll be like, God damn, somebody gets it. Nobody wants to spend $15 a fucking month after spending the $50 for the game.
The thing is, like, the first game that I feel really went with the, like, really set up the format for the pay-to-play was Phantasy Star. And what Phantasy Star did, it was, what, like $20 purchase, and then you paid, I think, $10 a month. Yeah. So they gave you a budget price, and then a $10 a month fee. That would be better than paying full price and then a $10 a month fee.
Yeah, and I bought Phantasy Star. I had it for the Dreamcast, or no.
We had it for the GameCube.
Well, I had it for the GameCube, and I also had it, I think, Saturn. But when I had it on Saturn, I think it was just, I can't remember, was it Saturn or Dreamcast?
Dreamcast had the online.
But it was one, the first one I had for the Sega system was only episode 1. And then for the GameCube, I got the episode 2, and it was like $20 or $30, and it came with 2 episodes, which you could play on or offline. Yeah. Just spending the like $30 or whatever it was didn't mean that I went home with a disc, and unless I paid more, that was it. Also, not only did it give you the option to play online, but it also gave you the option to play with friends offline.
Yeah.
4-player split screen, entire story available to you just for the purchase of the game. It gave you everything you want in a game and nothing that is given today. I don't know why the fuck it's like this, but we really need to move on. Did you have one more thing to say on this?
No.
Okay.
Pretty well covered.
Alright, because we've been putting this off for like 3 weeks now. For some reason, people want us to talk about differences between men and women. I didn't know exactly what they wanted us to talk about with that, so we posted a poll to ask people what they wanted us to talk about. What won was the gaming preferences. Now, why this is an interesting topic of discussion, I don't know, because I can basically sum up 99.9% of female gamers like this. And, God, I hope I get hate mail on this, because it will amuse the shit out of me if anybody even tries to argue this. Okay, 99.9% of female gamers, you got 2 groups that they fall into. The girls that have an NES or Super Nintendo and play Duck Hunt or Super Mario Brothers 2 seems to be the other real big one. You got that group. And then you got the group that plays like Call of Duty or whatever to fit in with a group of their guy friends. And they're usually pretty horrible at it, and they don't even usually play it that often. They play it a couple times and they're like, yeah, I totally play games. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Yeah,
Now, there is the other 0.1% that...
I would say it's bigger than a 0.1%, and I think you missed out the largest female contingent, which are women who play games or who aren't gamers. Those are your Words with Friends, your Facebook, your Farmvilles. Everyone I know pretty much plays...
Well, but I don't think most of them consider themselves gamers. Like, the girls that say, you know, I'm a gamer or I play games or whatever... That's not what they throw out anymore, because they know now when they throw out Farmville, a guy will be like, you stupid whore. Why would you say Like, guys will lose their mind when girls say, like, oh, I totally play games, I play Farmville. No, a guy in the room will lose his fucking mind. But most girls will say
Farmville is an activity, it's not a game. I mean, a game has to have a challenge. I think that's even in the definition of a game. It's a set of rules used to overcome a challenge for the purpose of entertainment. That's my definition of a game, at least.
And now, if you notice, I said the girls that play games fall in that group.
Yeah.
Because the 0.1% to me is the actual gamer girls.
Well, I still feel that as a higher percentage, just because, you know, I've met plenty of true girl gamers.
Right.
But I am also in a very elite group.
Exactly. You go to, like, anime conventions and video game conventions and shit. You're gonna meet the 0.1%, not the 99.9% that the rest of the world is made up of. And, like, and the 0.1%, hey, that's great. I got no problem with the other ones. If they want to call themselves gamers or whatever because they play Duck Hunt, that's fine with me, you know, go ahead. If that's the game you like to play, I got no problems with that. But, like, I do like the 0.1%, and the problem is all guys like the 0.1%.
Yeah.
The ones who, primarily, they get drawn to puzzle games or to, like,
RPGs,
survival horror,
good.
some RPGs, yeah.
JRPGs especially.
But then they get into other games too, you know, like I've met a lot of female Zelda fans, you know, that like the hack and slash and the adventures. You got a lot of girl, like, gaming groups that do shooters, you know, but most of those got turned on through the survival horror and the puzzles. For whatever reason, those tend to be the games that bring girls in to the gaming universe. And
well, survival horror
isn't
really that surprising to me. I mean, if you look at all these shitty horror movies coming out, who's excited about them? My little sister is excited about every shitty horror movie that comes out. She is always pumped for a shitty horror movie. I'm sure she watched Paranormal Activity 18 that came out last week. That is what they like to be scared. I don't personally find those movies remotely scary.
So we should make a game about walking into a dark parking lot alone.
That would be good.
And we'd just market it to females.
We could just make a game where nothing happens. You just play eerie music and it's dark. And that'd be a good app. That's going to be the first one we put out.
We'll get sued. Ladies will have heart attacks. We'll get sued. Alright, so did you have anything more to say on the female gaming? Okay, next. And I shouldn't have been so vague with the categories. I realized that as I was looking earlier today to see what polls won. Because, like, social image got second. And that's a hard one to tell, like, you know, what were people thinking? Were they thinking the same thing
I think they're thinking the media image.
You think so? See, I thought, did I put media image in there too? I don't even remember.
Well, it kind of goes hand in hand with the social image. Probably the biggest thing that I find interesting about social image, the difference between men and women, is like a guy who sleeps with a lot of women, that is the man. He is awesome. But a woman that sleeps with a lot of guys, she is a slut and a whore. So these guys who are getting a lot of sex, who are they doing it with if all the women who do it are whores?
Well, here's the thing. Okay, alright, now this social image, alright? And I started this rant with you earlier in the week, but I didn't go in depth. Alright, so I'm going to go on this quick rant. How much time we got left? Okay,
we got
plenty of time. I'm going to try and keep it below 10 minutes, though. Alright, so, some of the social images that I hear complaints about with, like, especially females is, you know, like, oh, the media wants us to be skinny, oh, the media doesn't want us, or, you know, society doesn't want us to have a lot of sex, some of the, they want us to just stay home, take care of the kids, all this and that. Here's the thing, ladies, when you complain about that, it drives me nuts, because guys, we're not supposed to just be skinny, we're supposed to be fit. Which, to be skinny, just curb your appetite. Portion control, and a lot of people are going to argue with me on this and say, no, it takes more than portion control. It does, to be fit. To be skinny, it pretty much just takes portion control. I mean, portion control, start practicing it, and I promise you it makes a shit ton of difference.
We are living proof of that, as both of us lost significant weight.
Yeah.
Focusing highly on portion control, also with a fair amount of exercise to go with it.
So right there, just on physical image, the guy has to, like, spend time and money on it. We have to get the membership to the gym and work out to become buff, toned, all that. Girls basically save money. All they gotta do is just eat less. Okay? So that was my first issue with that. What was the second one I brought up?
Clothes was one.
Oh, clothes. Yeah, clothes is another thing. Alright, girls, they try and act like they gotta have all these outfits and everything. No, you don't. No, you don't. Like, it's so easy. when you're going to a nice restaurant, what does a girl have to have? A little black cocktail dress. That's it. A little black dress. That is the key to any female wardrobe. And anywhere nice, go out to a club, whatever. All you got to do is have a miniskirt. A little black, like, dress or whatever. Not a miniskirt. I guess it's a different thing. I don't know a lot about women's clothing. But anyway. So anyway, point of the story. A guy, if he wants to go out to the club, he's got to have, like, fucking, like, designer jeans, fucking nice shirt, you know, clean shoes. Then, if he wants to go to the fucking, like, nice establishment, cannot wear the same outfit. No, he's got to buy a suit. Suits cost even more money. And then when you get a suit, you got to get your suit tailored, because suits don't come off the rack fitting you right. So there's even more money. So once again, guys cost way, way more money. And why? Because women make us. Alright, that was probably unfair. It's just social norms, and women aren't necessarily responsible for all that. But the point is, it's expensive to be a dude when girls want us to do shit. Alright, now, there was one more. There was one more. I'm trying to get through this as soon as possible, so I keep losing my train of thought. There was one more. What was it? We covered the clothes. Oh, the sex. The sex, yes. Alright, so, girls, all you have to do is not have sex with a bunch of different guys. Now, for a guy to be cool and have sex with all these different women, once again time, once again money, once again energy, all this shit that the guy's supposed to devote to get his status. Girls, all you gotta do is sit home with your legs together. That's easy. I mean, is it as fun? Maybe not, that's arguable, but it's easy as fuck. Why we get the difficult ones? Why they get all the easy ones, huh? Name me one thing that's easier as a dude, except for pissing, because that's pretty much all we got on girls. It's easier.
That's not even that easy. I actually had a discussion online with your aunt about this, and she was like, why do men pee all over the place? And that's because when you wake up in the morning, you never really know the angle of which the piss is going to shoot until you aim and start peeing, and then you have to adjust. That's why you sometimes have, piss on the toilet seat. The thing that she brought up is why the guys don't clean it off, and I can't answer that because that is disgusting. I don't understand why you wouldn't clean it off if you piss on the seat.
Yeah, I mean, like, some guys, like, I know both me and you do this. I don't know about, like, I've met a lot of guys that don't, but, if you see a little, like, the edge of the bowl or whatever, it's getting a little bit of a tinge on it, or it's got some stray curlies on it, take you a couple sheets of toilet paper off, a nice little wipe real quick, throw in the bowl, flush, boom, there you go, man. It ain't that hard, and it keeps shit looking alright. Like, when we've had people over, like, every girl comes over and it's like, that's the cleanest guy's bathroom I've ever seen in my life. You know why? Because every now and then we see little stuff on the counter, on the toilet, whatever. Right, you got a dispenser of throwaway towels right there. Just take some, just wipe it down real quick, throw in the toilet, and flush that shit.
Also, just do what I do. Amazon, you can get a toilet wand and toilet wand refills for like 2 years. Yeah. I got like 200 toilet wand brush refills.
Yeah, that's something that
like
a lot of people don't use those. A lot of people do not use those, and I don't know why. We've been using those for years now. It's easy little toilet wands with the little disposable heads that you've seen.
Yeah, you just
get some of those. And I've seen some people that like bought the trial, and they just never bought refills or whatever. Buy refills, motherfucker. That shit is easy. It keeps your shit looking clean, so you ain't got fucking racing stripes down the back of your toilet and shit. God damn. Anyway.
So, another social situation is the dating. There's so much pressure on the guy about initiating the date, carrying the date. It is something that, women don't understand the pressure, especially a guy who hasn't been extremely successful.
But there's pressure on a woman, too, because there's the pressure for her to dress in a way that makes him want to sleep with her, but then there's the pressure to decide if she should let him sleep with her. So, I mean, that's a lot of pressure.
Well, I'm talking not even before the actual date. I'm talking the initiation of asking out. Yeah. Women complain about being hit on.
Right.
I don't get that. That is a compliment if any woman walks up and hits on me.
Yeah.
That's happened.
Dude, I think it's a compliment when a dude hits on me. Honestly,
Yeah.
like, I know a lot of guys get offended at that. Why the fuck would I get offended? Like, if you tried to rape me or something, yeah, I might be a little offended. But when a guy walks up to me and
That just shows how much he
looking
cares.
good tonight or whatever, then I'm like, oh, thanks, straight, but thanks, dude, you too.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that women complain about that, and I mean, they have the easiest job in that situation. They get to sit there and wait for the guy to approach. And a guy doesn't just walk up and approach. He notices the girl, he comes up with like a million scenarios through his head. Comes up with just the right thing to say.
Well, and like circumstances got to be right too.
Yeah.
Because every guy knows this. If you got a girl standing there flanked by like 3 of her girlfriends, no, suicide mission.
Yeah.
Like right there, like that shit not happening because everything's got to hit right. The girl's got to be like a little into you, you know, willing to give you a little time, and her friends got to be willing to let her give you a little time. That's why men have like wingmen and shit, because we gotta fucking come at you as a pack to take one out of the herd because you make yourselves a herd. It's bullshit.
That's why you see us just charge at a group and then tackle one of them that gets away from the group.
That's why I just use chloroform. I mean, just simplify the shit. It's like Valentine and a napkin. I don't really do that anymore. Alright, on to the next one. That actually kind of covered the next one, though, because the next one in the poll was relationships. Actually kind of covered it. So we got
we haven't really covered... That was just asking out. Now we can cover the relationship part.
Yeah. I mean... But the relationship part, oh my god, that could be like a whole nother episode easily, because, I mean, you got the dating part, then the living together, then the marriage, you know, and there's all different levels of compromise all in there, and there's all different kinds of responsibilities, you know?
Yeah.
But that is something that, like, see, that's something I always had trouble with the relationships. And I guess this isn't even just romantic relationships. I didn't specify that, but, I mean, relationships otherwise, basically, I mean, guys have way better, like, friendships and stuff than girls, generally speaking.
I wouldn't even say generally.
I have seen some exceptions, like, some of the girls, but here's the key to girls staying friends with anybody for a long, long time. Distance. Distance makes the female heart grow fonder. I have female friends. We get along best when I'm far away from them. They get along best with their other female friends when they are away from each other most of the time. As long as they're not near each other as possible threats to each of them's current man or whatever, you know, or nest, then you're good to go. But if they're constantly around each other, not going to work out.
Women talk about the competitive nature of guys, and guys will compete with anyone and anything at any time.
But we're talking sportsmanship.
We're very competitive, and it's not even the sportsmanship. It's that women have one focused opponent, and that is other women. So guys are taking out their competitive juices, gaming, you know, we'll see a dog running down the street, it's like, I can beat that dog in a foot race. You can't, but you will try.
I'm glad you threw in foot race, because we don't just see animals and go, I could beat that animal. I can just beat it right now, and its owner wouldn't be able to do shit about it. We don't do that.
Women focus purely on beating the woman next to them. If you are a woman and you have a best friend, that is your greatest rival. And you know that's true. You know every minute of every day you're plotting their demise and how you can basically pass them.
I don't know if it gets that nefarious, yeah. Okay, so let's quick back to the romantic relationship side of things. The thing that I always have a problem with is, like, as you gradually progress and get more and more serious, I'm always on the fence of how much control that gives them over my activities and how much I have to disclose about things I'm doing. And it's not that I'm doing shady shit when I'm in these relationships or anything. It's that, you know, if a friend of mine calls and is having some issues or something, personal nature, I feel that it's not my secret to share, you know? I mean, if this is something intimate to them and they need my help because we're good friends, I'm perfectly willing to help them out, and I keep that secret for them because it's not my secret to share. But once you get into a relationship, that starts to become a gray area, you know? Once things get more and more serious, like in the beginning, if she's like, oh, hey, what happened with your friend? Like, oh, I just had to help him out with something. Oh, what'd you have to help him out with? Not really something I can talk about, you know? That's good in the beginning. Time progresses, and she's like, what do you mean that's not something you can talk about? This is me. I'm not just anybody. You can tell. And then I'm just like, that's where I get in trouble all the time in that area, because I'm like, no, shut up. Drop it right now or I'll drop you. Not like hit her, but like let her go. Man, we just sound abusive in today.
Well, he would have to be really hot.
But anyway.
It's just taken out of context.
Anyway.
So, yeah. We'll try to stop being so abusive with our language.
Well, but back to the subject at hand. Like, I feel like that is something that guys have to try and be more aware of their dynamic boundaries in a relationship than girls. Because, like, I don't often... Like, when a girl says, like, oh, I don't think I was in the wrong, or you think I was in the wrong, most times she's clearly in the wrong. Like, if she's, you know, dating a guy, they've been dating for, like, 2 months now, and she went out to have dinner alone with her ex-boyfriend without telling him or something, come on. Don't pretend like that's on the up and up. That's fucked up.
I am not the jealous type, and if I was in a relationship and the woman asked to go out and was like, listen, I'm going to go out to dinner, it's just as friends, I would give her the benefit of the doubt until she proves herself unloyal. I wouldn't be jealous about it if she's still going to be friends with her ex, but at the same time, you know, I would expect the same courtesy, and I know that would never happen.
Right, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of that double standard, but there's a lot of that goes on with everything in everyday life. Like, I don't know, that's another, like, it's one of those areas that the guy never knows where he's at until she tells him, you know, and, like, he's just kind of wandering around in the dark, hoping not to step on a landmine. Yeah. And,
which brings me to another thing, that kind of a tangent, the friendship ladder, which we have talked about many times.
I don't know how you segue into that, but okay.
Well,
I mean, I guess
the
with the
woman
girl
not
having
telling
the reins,
you where you are.
Oh, but she tells you, you just gotta listen.
I don't believe
now
that
she
at
beats,
all.
No. Now she beats around the bush. She won't just come out and tell you, but it's easy to tell where you stand. And the thing is, though, it's not that you're confused about where you stand most of the time. It's that at any time she can switch you, and you have like no
that's not
warning.
really true. Either you're on that ladder where you have the chance, even if you're really low, or you're on the friendship ladder, which you never have a chance, no matter what, unless you somehow make the suicide dive.
But see, that's you making the move. Now, it's not that you don't have a chance. It's that you don't have a chance you can control. Because I've known plenty of guys that were on the friendship ladder and just one day she was bored or drunk or vulnerable or just cynical and wanted to fuck something up that was good, you know, whatever reason. Because that, 99% of the times, that is the fucking reason. Like, the biggest reason for girls to, like, quote, ruin a friendship by entering sex into the equation and risking, you know, messing it up or taking the plunge, turning to more or whatever, is because they hate the world and they think of their friendship as this great, wonderful thing, and they just want to ruin it and are just completely willing to take that risk at that point. And it's great for guys because that means, you know, she's gonna put it out. And I mean, all you did was just be there. Which, it's about time you got something, you little cuddle bitch fucker. Sorry, you know how I feel about the cuddle bitching. I'm not down for it at all.
I was a cuddle bitch.
I know, and I hated that about you.
But that's the thing. I didn't realize I was the cuddle bitch until much later.
But that's not that the signs weren't there.
The signs weren't there.
They were... Wait, which one are we talking about?
It doesn't matter. They're all the same.
Okay. Alright, let's skip on to let's skip on to upbringing. And dude, this, I don't know why people want to see this, 'cause we have no female counterpoint. So of course this is all just men talking about women. We have no woman to sound off here. So you know, if anybody, except for Stephanie, you're not allowed to make a counterpoint because it's all going to be Twilight and ponies and stuff. No.
New Moon's her favorite.
No. New Moon is Stephanie's favorite, but we love you, Stephanie. We do. Alright, let's go. Let's go on to the next one. Stephanie, lovely person, you. Upbringing. Differences for men and women in upbringing.
Well, I can only look at this as, you know, I do want to be a parent in the future. I don't want to be a parent of a daughter. And it's not that I don't dislike women, or that I do dislike women. I love women. And I would love to be a parent of a daughter.
Yeah.
But I can't wrap my head around. Like, I would keep her so far away from every guy to ever walk the face of the earth that she would hate the shit out of me.
Yeah. And
but
see,
guys would be so easy.
That's why... Like, I would like to have a son and a daughter at some point. That's just me.
Would you like to have the son first?
I would like to have the son first. That would put my mind more at ease if the son was a little older and...
Intimidating.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll raise him however until his sister starts to get a little older, and then I'm going to make him a fucking junkyard dog. Like, I'm going to enter into every fucking violent contest he can and just torture him at home until he hates it. Like, anytime anything with a penis talks to his sister, he's just going to be like Pavlov's dog and just attack the shit out of him. I mean, so, you know, that'll work out for the best. But
you have to have the enforcer.
I've already made peace, though, with the fact that if I had a daughter first... here's my thing. What I had to do was basically just widen the gray area of life. And I actually had to do this for a younger relative. It's like a little sister to me already. Basically, I have to be at peace with whatever she does. And as long as she stays the predator and not the prey, I'm happy. Like, I'm content. As long as she's not, like, a perpetual victim, I'm happy. You know, she can do all the fucked up shit. Not that she would, or that the girl that is already in my life would, you know. She can do the most fucked up shit in the world as long as she's the one in charge. I want, when she goes walking in a dark alley, I want her to be the most dangerous fucking thing in the dark alley, you know? Nothing happens to her unless she allows it to happen. As long as everything that happens is by her choice, she's not pushed into it, manipulated into it, whatever, then I'm still happy, you know? She can do whatever fucked up shit she wants and it's still cool with me. Still my little angel. Sister or daughter, whatever. That's how you got it. That's the only way that I see to make peace with it.
I don't know if I have that in me. Like, if a son came home at 15 and is like, I got my girlfriend pregnant, that boy's going to get a talking to, most likely with my fist. If my daughter comes home at 15 and says she's pregnant, what am I going to do? I can't, you know, hit my daughter the way I can I'll punch my son right in the mouth. Well,
your daughter you punch in the stomach at that point. I mean, that's cut and dry. Should I throw in a disclaimer there too? I probably wouldn't do that.
Probably.
But yeah, nah. I mean, if any of my kids come home with that, and my first question is, you know, or my first statement, not even a question, is, well, I just want to make sure that you do realize abortion is an option. That being said, what would you like to do? You know, that's what I imagine saying. Would it turn out that way? Maybe. Maybe not. It's all theoretical, though.
Yeah.
I mean, we got way off from, like, the upbringing between differences in men and women to what we would do to raise these people.
That's the only way I can think conceptually about women being raised, is what I would do in that situation. Because obviously, I grew up in a house.
I think people were wondering more about, you know, like, boys being G.I. Joe'd and girls being easy bake ovens, that type of thing. But
Maybe.
the biggest thing that I've known or noticed about development and the upbringing between boys and girls is, and this is a little unbalanced in my family because my generation only has one girl, so my views are probably a little skewed here because she probably gets taken care of or spoiled at times more than most girls.
And unlike Brian, she's pretty.
Luckily, my grandmother doesn't watch this, I don't think, so she probably won't see that. But, you know, she's always getting looked after like I don't think if I had an issue that I could call any of my cousins and they would, like, be in on it. And I say cousins because, for those of you who don't know, I don't have any siblings, no brothers, sisters, anything like that. But I don't think that I could call them and be like, oh, hey, I need this. And they'd be like, oh, I'll totally pick you up or give you a place to crash or whatever. I don't see that. I have no delusions of that. Like, I think they'd be like, dude, that sucks. Where she can, you know, say, I need a place to crash or my car broke down or whatever. And one of us will be there. So I think the girls inspire a little more of the looking after from older male, like siblings and family.
I mean, I'm very protective of my sister.
Right.
And she lives 2,000 miles away. So, you know.
Right, and like if your sister like called you and was like, oh, I got this problem with this guy, you know, he's beating me up or something.
Yeah,
we'd be on a plane, you know. Where if Joe's like, oh, this guy's been beating me up, you'd be like, what the fuck's wrong with you, you pussy?
Go buy a gun.
You need to take care of your own shit. So, I mean, see, so that's not... But then again, though, she's the only girl again.
That's true.
So, I don't know, it's hard to say. We're kind of biased there. But, when it comes to the development, that's where I notice the big difference.
Yeah.
Because girls... First of all, when they're younger, like, boys tend to get pissed off easier, but they also forgive more quickly. Like, babies and, like, toddlers and shit, and even up in elementary school. Like, boys will get angry quicker than girls a lot of times, but I guess it's actually kind of like when they're older, too. That seems to be the case. But we get over it faster, which brings up another point, like... I can't speak for girls exactly because I don't know their inner workings, but guys basically, like, we're the same as we were when we were kids. I saw some comedian that put it really well one time. He said, you know, like, when you see, like, a little 5-year-old kid running around and doing shit, and you see his dad sitting there, we're telling ourselves not to do at least half that shit because we'll get in trouble. And that's me, like, personally. Like, I see shit, and I want to do the dumbest shit sometimes, you know? Like, I'll be in a store and be like, oh, I want to run down this aisle, you know, something stupid like that. No point in it whatsoever. No reasoning behind it. It just hits me. It's like, oh, I couldn't do that. I get kicked out of the store, and I'm like almost 30 now. I look like a complete jackass. And that's basically the only reason we do it, because women are going to judge us if we don't behave ourselves. I mean, that's it. Other than that, we probably wouldn't.
We kind of got beat into... submission.
And with genitals, female genitals, just beat us into submission, and that sucks. Especially because, like, I know a lot of guys that the female genitals did not make them grow up at all. And the best thing is, it's kind of poetic justice though, because all the girls that are with those guys, they're like, they love that about their guys, that they don't hold back and they're all free-spirited or whatnot. When they start going out, that's what attracts it to them. Then they're like, oh my god, he's like a fucking child all the time. It's like, I'm fucking dating a 10-year-old. You sought out the 10-year-old dumbass. No sympathy from this guy. So anyway, by the way, don't take that to heart. Although I probably was talking about you. Last thing
you
was,
know who you are.
Last thing was mentality. Fuck, I don't know. We probably covered that and all the rest
kind
of
of
it.
touched that here and there.
It falls under everything else. So, fuck it. That's good enough for this week. I think we went over 30 minutes. Definitely.
Yeah, we definitely
we'll
went over
edit this
again.
down.
Well,
special thanks. What's the fan's name?
Jarrett Hug. Jarrett Hug has
Yes.
created us an awesome theme song, which you'll hear at the beginning, and created the outro as well for the credits. Like we said, you guys send some, your suggestions. We will try to get them. Someone asked for, an intro. We got something thrown together.
Yeah.
But I do want to open that up. If anyone's interested in taking the time to slice together some episodes or doing a 3D, I have a lot of friends that do 3D, and even a lot of friends that do 2D animations. If you guys want to throw something together, you'll get thrown into our credits. We will happily use it. Just like the theme song.
You'll notice we have an intro and outro as of this week. Again, with the fan-made music. I threw together an intro and a little credits at the end. But if someone wants to make a better intro, by all means. I made it in like 20 minutes, so my feelings aren't going to be hurt. We also wanted to throw it out. I've talked to a couple people about this. And this week kind of just reaffirmed that we need some more counterpoints and outside opinions from time to time. So, if you want a segment, like have something you want to rant about, a character that you want to like have as a reoccurring theme or whatever, get hold of us. Shoot that idea by us. We'll have little special 5-minute segments where we'll edit you in, let you do whatever. Talk about whatever, or
we can also set up a Skype and have you talking over the mic via Skype or a cell phone. We can get all that set up. Like I said, we're taking the show for it. We still have to bring on Jason to talk about 90s sitcoms, which was one of the first show suggestions that we got.
Yeah, that was one of the very first ones.
We'll definitely be doing that, having some guests on. I know in May we're going to be shooting on location at Animazement, which is going to be awesome.
Yeah, and if you want to come over and do the show, we have a 3-person couch too. We'll just switch it in rooms, or move the camera, I guess. Yeah. No, we'll switch the couch. That'll be easier. We like the lighting in here.
The lighting's good.
But anyway, we'll do that. Have a 3rd person over here, or here's a seat for you right here. Come on over, buddy. Let's do this.
All right, so that's going to wrap up this week's episode. Remember to friend us on Facebook. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter. Keep your suggestions for the show, topics, ideas to improve the show coming in. We are monetized now, so make sure you're sending out our link to everyone you know. If we can get some money coming in, we'll hopefully be able to actually improve the show. The money that we make will go into production value.
Yeah, and we're actually going to be moving to a bigger place somewhere down the road, and we've already talked a little bit about doing like a set. So, we may be the next Fox News. Video games are destroying today's youth.
All right. And hoodies.
Video games are destroying today's hoodies?